It's national meets regional. It's Sidewalks Entertainment. The long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us for a new path to arts and entertainment.
Our guest today is an actor best known to audiences for his role on the hit TV series Lost. He can also be seen playing Sheriff Alex Romero in the hit TV drama Bates Motel. I'd like to welcome Nestor Carbonell to Sidewalks. Hey, Nestor.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, God. We are just so happy to have you. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you got your start as an actor.
You know, much to my parents' surprise, it was in college. I took an elective there. It was the one lone acting elective, and I had that sort of proverbial first moment on stage where I connected with an actor, and I got bitten by the bug, and so I pursued it, you know, after that outside of college, and you know, and the rest was, you know, I guess history. That was a long time ago.
So now I'm curious, what was your major going to be if you didn't go into acting?
You know, I was an English major, and I thought I was going to probably go into law. My father was a lawyer. I started out as a lawyer, or some form of business, and I actually worked in advertising for a year as an intern at BBDO in New York, and I interned a couple of summers in other agencies, and so I thought maybe I'll go that route, but no, I got bitten by the bug, and I starved in New York for about a year, and then I came out to LA and starved out here for 3 years, and then slowly I started working.
I can imagine your parents were like, "Oh, son, what are you doing?"
No, I thank my parents. They're so supportive, and you know, to put, you know, myself, my sister, and my brother through. We went to boarding schools and then, you know, college, and to take out the second mortgages, to pay for all of that, and only for one of your sons to drop that bomb on you. Now that I have kids, I understand the weight of that, you know, the implications and the weight of that, you know, that bomb. But you know, they've been incredibly supportive.
Right. Well, you know, I know that you were born in New York, but you've lived all over the world: Venezuela, Mexico, the Bahamas. You kind of have had a world view. How did that help you when you became an actor? Did you kind of, did that affect how you approach your craft? Yeah,
that's a great question, and yeah, we were so lucky. My father worked for Pepsi-Cola International for 40 years, and so we were bumped around a lot. We lived in London 3 different times, and I think I counted, I went to 12 different schools from kindergarten all the way up through college, because we moved around so much. But I think, you know, being exposed to all those different cultures and just moving around certainly made us a tighter family, and that was really great. You lost your best friends. That was a tough part, you know, and back then there was, you know, we didn't have email, so it was just snail mail. So after writing for a couple of years, you know, that was tough. But as an actor, I think it's been helpful in the sense that, you know, I've played a lot of characters with accents, and that certainly was helpful. It helped my ear picking up accents and that kind of thing, but also I think emotionally it helped in the sense that it made us stronger. We were able to adapt pretty quickly. We didn't have a choice.
That's right. Well, you know, you have been a working actor for over 20 years, a long time. Do you mind the auditioning process, or have you kind of gotten to the stage in your career where maybe you don't have to audition quite as aggressively?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. You know, lately it's been it's really with Lost, being a part of Lost, that really opened a number of doors for me, and so thankfully, you know, I've had a number of great opportunities come my way, and actually this is one of them. Bates Motel, I got to work with Carlton Cuse, one of the head writers of Lost, who created the show with Carrie Aaron, and he called me up and he said, "Listen, I'd love for you to be a part of the show." And I said, "I'd love to be a part of it." So I was very lucky to get that phone call from Carlton, and he actually sent me the first 6 scripts of the first season, and I was up all night. I couldn't put them down. I thought I'd read them over 2 days, and I literally could not. The writing is so strong. So I'm very grateful and very appreciative that I got this opportunity.
Now, Nestor, for those that haven't seen this series yet, this is really a prequel to the iconic film series Psycho, right?
It is, yeah. It's sort of it's an imaginary prequel, a modern day reimagining, if you will, and it sort of takes the that Oedipal dynamic, that imagined Oedipal dynamic between Norma and Norma Bates, and explores it. And I think at the heart of it asks that question, you know, how much of a psycho is born, how much of him is bred, you know, how much is nature versus nurture. And you have Vera Farmiga playing Norma Bates in such, she's just brilliant. And Freddie
She's
Highmore,
amazing.
Yeah, she's incredible. And Freddie Highmore as Norman Bates, they're both extraordinary together. And if you haven't, for those who haven't seen the first season, and if you have Netflix, you know, you can, you know, it's 10 episodes. You can watch that in one weekend, so you can get caught up pretty quickly.
That's right. Now, you know, as you mentioned, the writing is amazing. Do the writers give you an opportunity to kind of help shape sort of your character, Sheriff Romero? How much input do you get into kind of what happens with him?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. I think in TV, a lot of the times with, you know, the writers are in LA and we shoot the show in Vancouver. I think the relationship is an interesting one. It's not so much over the phone as it is when they watch what you've shot. They watch dailies, and that sort of informs, you know, what they feel works best with your character, and so they'll start writing to that. So even though you might have conversations, they'll just pick it up on camera. They'll say, oh, okay, oh, he can do that, and or she can do this, and oh, that's interesting. Let's write to that. So it's sort of, the relationship is really is through, a lot of it is through dailies. And that was definitely the case on Lost when I worked with Carlton. It was, you know, we were shooting in Hawaii, they were in LA, and we shot that on film. But yeah, that was largely, they wrote to the strengths of the performance and what worked, you know, best with the actor.
That's right. So, you know, it is a drama. It probably can get a little heavy. What do you guys do on set to try to kind of lift the energy level a bit? Do you guys have some fun off camera? You
know, we do. It's a really great bunch. They're really, you know, they're great actors, but they're also really good people. And yeah, we goof, we laugh. I mean, it's a psychological thriller, so there's a lot of tension with the material we're working with. But I tend to laugh at Freddie Highmore, who plays Norman Bates. I laugh at a lot of his jokes because largely I don't want him to kill me. I like the show a lot, and I want to be on it as long as they'll have me before he actually sticks a knife in me, or I don't know what. I think we're all going to die at some point. I don't know. That's my guess. I hope.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
I hope not.
We're starting. We are getting kind of to the end of our time here, but you know, with success comes, I'm sure, lots of fan interaction. You know, do you mind when fans kind of come up to you and want to say hello?
I love it.
Do you enjoy that kind of interaction?
Yeah, I absolutely love it, and I love to talk about anything that that they've watched, that they have questions on. I really enjoy it. You know, especially with Lost, we had such an avid following, and those who watched really, you know, they watched every episode and really disseminated a lot of the story. So I love talking with the fans. Yeah, and you know, these are shows that I love, you know, so it's very easy to talk about them. This is the writing, the cast. It's an extraordinary bunch of people. So, and yeah, I just love the material. So yeah, I love it. I love it when people come up and ask me questions.
Yeah. You know, I have to ask you one question about Lost because it's been on my mind. You know, with Lost, it really was such an iconic television series, and it had a huge fan following. Do you have a favorite memory from that time?
Oh wow, it's a great question. I mean, well, we had the opportunity to live in Hawaii at least the last season. My family and I we moved the kids out and put them in school there. You know, I think, God, if there's one moment, I got to shoot an episode which was the backstory of my character that was shrouded in mystery for a number of seasons. And when I finally got that opportunity, I think is when I actually received the script. I was like, wow, I have the answers to the mystery of this character that I have been playing, you know, in secrecy for so long. I didn't even know who the guy was. So I think that was, receiving that script was one of the great moments, and then obviously getting to perform it was a real treat.
You bet. Nestor, thank you so much for being with us today on Sidewalks. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and I wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you so much, Cindy, for having me on. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.